Hello everyone, and welcome to today's lesson in music theory. Today we will be analyzing the greatest song of 2016, the Lumineers' hit song, Ophelia. The question that we're going to try to answer is, what makes this song so catchy? But in order to answer this question, we're going to analyze it through the lens of song form. Boring! Seriously? We're not even 10 seconds into this video and you're already interrupting me. Well, you were talking about boring stuff, what'd you expect? Music theory is not boring. The more you know about the theory behind music, the more you will be able to appreciate all kinds of music. Plus, when you're out in the real world, you'll be able to talk about your favorite types of music with supported claims and hard evidence. So, sit up straight and pay attention. Yes, sir. Anyway, as I was saying, in an effort to answer the question, what makes this song so catchy, I will be analyzing this song through the lens of song form. In other words, song structure. My name is Camilo Gonzalez, and welcome to my classroom. So before we jump right into the theory, I want to first present you with some information about the song we will be analyzing and the band that brought this song to life. Where's my expo marker? The Lumineers are an American folk rock band based in Denver, Colorado. Founding members Wesley Schultz and Jeremiah Freites began writing and performing in Ramsey, New Jersey. After moving back to Denver and recruiting a cellist through a Craigslist ad, the Lumineers recorded and released an album. But their hit single, Ho Hey, put them on the map in 2012. Then in 2016, the Lumineers released a single from their second album, Cleopatra. This single quickly rose to the #1 spot on the AAA chart, where it stayed for 13 consecutive weeks. This single also became the 2016 Billboard's #1 alternate and rock song of the year. This song was what I consider to be the catchiest song of all time, Ophelia. Now, before we can use music theory to analyze Ophelia, I first have to explain a few concepts. The first concept I'm going to explain is song form, in other words, song structure. Let's take a closer look. In popular music, such as pop, rock, music theater, alternative, and other similar genres, most music can be placed under one of three distinct basic song forms. The three forms are verse-chorus form, AABA form, and AAA form, otherwise known as strophic form. Verse-chorus form is made up of a verse and a chorus, and they alternate back and forth, going from verse to chorus, back to verse, back to the chorus, to one final verse, and then closes with two choruses. This song form is very common for pop music. The verse functions as a setup to the chorus, and the chorus typically contains the high point of the song, known as the hook. The hook typically contains the most memorable part of a song, both lyrically and melodically. If a song gets stuck in your head, chances are the little snippet that's replaying in your head over and over is the hook of the song. Similar to the verse-chorus form, the standard AABA form is made up of verses and choruses as well. However, the pattern is a little different. AABA form has two verses, then a chorus, then one final verse. This form is typically made up of 32 bars of music, where the AABA module is repeated 2 times, or one complete module followed by a partial one. This form is commonly found in many different rock and alternative genres. The last common form that I'm going to discuss is the odd one out, because of one major difference. It lacks a chorus. AAA form, also known as strophic form, is made up of 3 or more consecutive verses. This song form is commonly found in folk and country music, and the lyrics are typically geared more towards poetry and storytelling. Now let's take a glance at the structure of Ophelia and decide which of these song forms applies to the structure of this song. I've put the lyrics of the song into this chart, labeling all of the verses and choruses of the song. This will be helpful in identifying the song form. Let's take a look. At first glance, the first 4 sections clearly follow the standard AABA pattern. The lyrics clearly indicate at the beginning of the sections a strong difference between the verse and the chorus. The obvious difference being that the verse starts with I, and the chorus starts with O. However, after the single AABA module, the chorus is repeated 3 times. This is not a typical ending for a standard song form, which indicates that there is something else at play here. This leads me to my next topic, terminally climactic form versus cumulative form. Over the years, as music continuously evolves, a few new song forms have emerged that are geared towards a singular high point or section in the song rather than the up and down motion created by going between verses and choruses. These newer song forms are called terminally climactic form and cumulative form. Both of these song forms describe a concluding climax, which essentially means a grand finale. But before I describe these song forms, I first want to discuss the concept of a musical climax. When talking about a climax, I could be talking about two different things, a syntactical climax or a sectional climax. A syntactical climax is referring to a single musical high point in music, but a sectional climax refers to an entire section of a song that is elevated or more energized than the rest of the song and can be identified as the highest point of the song. When talking about the song forms terminally climactic form and cumulative form, both of these involve a sectional climax at the conclusion of the song, where the highest point of the song is the entire end rather than just a repeated chorus. However, there is one major difference between the two forms. Terminally climactic form relies on new musical material to create the grand finale effect, but in cumulative form, the climax is created by using recapitulatory material. In other words, musical material that was already established earlier in the song. In cumulative form, the repetition of the material that has already been established, mixed with slight modifications as well as the sum of the old material, creates a new section of elevated music which creates the effect of the climax. Now let's cut to my associate at the piano to analyze the three repeated choruses at the end of Ophelia. The first chorus has a large textural shift in the accompaniment. The piano part that is played during the previous choruses is raised a full octave during the first repetition of the chorus at the end of the song. This is an example of a presentation of material that has already been established, but it is brought back in a modified way. Then, by using a descending bass line, the accompaniment drops back down the octave and plays the same chords the same way as the first chorus for the entirety of the second repetition. Then, the final repetition of the chorus layers the instrumental piano break that happens between the sections earlier in the song. This combination of the three repeated choruses with the modifications creates a grand finale and is a great example of cumulative form. Now let's listen to it all at once so we can fully appreciate the climactic grand finale effect. Well, that's all for today, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.